Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. We're going to recap the National League wildcard game and preview the two ALDS matchups that start tonight, so let's do it! Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Trevor. Sitting next to him is Jake. And in the corner producing, we have producer BBD. Wow. We are through the wild card round into the DSs. No elimination game tonight. But people are still going to try to win it. Right, Jake?
James, Trevor, BBD, everyone live in the chat, everyone that's been had liveness watching the games with us. Hope you're doing well. Sorry to all of our Birds fans. People are calling me the coal mines as I've killed all the Bird teams this year.
Oh, ouch.
Ouch.
Tyler O'Neill, that wasn't me out there. That was Tyler. Sorry, St. Louis. You guys gave the battle. It was kind of everything we wanted. Schurz, Waino. How about Chris Taylor, man? So, yeah, we had fun. We were streaming. Starting to get fatigued. 2 games into the postseason. But it's just getting started, man. And I know we're about to talk about last night. We're going to talk about the AL matchups. Like, this morning was the first time I really processed Houston and the White Sox, because it's been lined up for a while, and we've talked about those teams, but, like, now that it's actually here, we know the pitching matchups. We know, like, what's going to dictate that series. Like, I just found out, baseball podcast, I found out it's in Houston. They start in Houston. I assume the White Sox had home field because they had that lazy division, but they just got soft on themselves.
You're dancing too much during the stimulator.
Yeah, dude, wait.
At first, I was like, we say that every
sky's blue.
Well, at first, I was going to say we say that every single
Sun's
show.
yellow.
You're dancing while we say that, so it's fair game.
Yeah, and that's obvious. Trev, how you doing, Big Daddy? New York Trev.
Yeah, I'm it's bittersweet today for me. First thing, it's real sweet. I get to look at BBD during the whole show.
Yeah.
Usually I don't get to do that.
It's nice.
This is nice. You guys have a nice vantage point. But I'm sad I'm leaving today. I'm going back to L.A., but I've had a blast here. Haven't really got to walk the New York streets as much as I want to because we're working. We're here putting content out for you guys, and you guys have showed us so much support. It's actually incredible. I think, James, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wanted to let them know. We the 2 watch-along live streams, our 2 highest, most viewed, most concurrent viewers, most unique viewers, most everything. So thanks to everyone that's been joining. They're staying. We're going the whole postseason. I think we're taking Saturday off. Trev won't be here tonight. Jake and I, we may have a guest, we may not. That's not to like tease anything. Like I don't.
Well, we don't know.
I am teased as well. We do not know if there will be a guest with us or not.
And only live guests, right? There's no call-in guests.
No, if it's a call-in, it's like a FaceTime or a phone call, not like because it lags it too much to have someone on there.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Full time with us. So thanks to everyone that's been tuning in for those, and continue to tune in because we're going to do it. But yeah, it's awesome to see the growth of Talkin Baseball across the board from last year to this year. Comparing numbers is insane. So to everyone that's been, everyone that's a new listener, appreciate you, and we'll get into it. We're going to recap the game that just happened last night a little bit, talk about it, probably put 15 minutes on the clock. Then we're going to put 15 minutes on the clock, preview Houston versus White Sox, and then Red Sox versus Rays. Those are the 2 other games that start today. We will be live tonight at 8 p.m. for Rays and Red Sox. Kind of wish it was switched, but we can't make the 4 o'clock one, so we're doing the 8 o'clock one.
We do have a lot of people in the chat asking for Trevor to not wear their favorite team's jersey, or they're taking requests for the team they're playing.
Yeah.
So you can wear. Someone just asked who your favorite Giants player is, so you could wear a Giants jersey.
Probably a Longoria.
I would take a
Longo
Longo Giants jersey for sure.
Okay.
Listen, guys.
Buy a split jersey, Trev. We'll fly you back for the World Series, and you buy a split jersey and you wear it.
That breaks the curse, though. I kind of like having
maybe
this
the
power.
maybe Earthquake game gets
I
canceled.
thought you were working on a split jersey. What happened?
Well, that one's too tough. I can't do it. Listen, don't give me this power. You think you're talking shit to me. I'm taking this like I have this power now, and I will take your favorite team, and I will get a jersey, and I will eliminate them from the playoffs like Jake killed all the birds because he's a coal mine.
I can't believe you killed all the birds, Jake.
It's incredible.
But,
Don't make me do it.
The bird killer.
bird killer.
We should know that picture of when they killed all the birds in China. There's that picture of the kid holding all the dead birds on a string.
Oh, that's not.
Can we Photoshop that of Jake with like a blue jay?
No, the answer is a lot of
don't
people
know
don't
that
know that
picture.
picture.
Oh,
You
okay.
know that picture.
Yeah, I know that.
Almost no one listening knows that picture.
I was with you, and then I was
Just-
like, wait a minute, no, I haven't seen that
Just
picture.
Google for pest campaign images, and it's gonna come up here. So can we Photoshop this picture of Jake though?
You don't even need to Photoshop it. That
But-
kid looks like me.
But put like Cardinals and Blue Jays and Orioles and all the bird teams,
Any
and you're
other
just.
bird team.
Is
you're
this?
just
I
holding-
don't know if this is a good idea.
Yeah.
This is the first ever episode of Laughs from the
We'll talk
Past
about
that
the
Jake and I did.
baseball.
Okay, what
They tried to kill all the birds in China. It didn't work because then the grubworm population grew and they ate all.
Yeah,
of
that's the
the
problem with
seeds.
ecosystems,
Yeah.
bro.
All right, let's get into Cardinals Dodgers wild card game brought to you by DraftKings. The over under I believe was 7.5 on this game, and the under hit. At one point I was on the under, and then I think I got scared because I didn't think either starting pitcher was going to last after seeing Cole, and I was kind of right on both accounts, and we'll get into that. But you can go to DraftKings. Do we have the lines tonight, Jake? Are you able to
Could
pull
get
those
them?
up? Yeah. I'm interested to see what they have as the lines for tonight. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code JOMBOY. You can throw $1 on any NFL game, and then you win $100 in free bets if any team scores a point. That's promo code JOMBOY this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Did you find them?
Both over-unders are 7.5.
Ooh.
Both home teams are favored.
Okay.
I like one of them's going to hit. They're both not going to go under. What would you take? I think I'm taking over in Houston.
I think that's the chalk play. I feel like you almost want to switch it. Reversing the chalk.
Yeah, I'd go. I like the over in Boston, Tampa tonight. No Nate.
That doesn't
it's
make any
E-Rod.
sense though. Yeah, but it's
And
probably
like
what's gonna
Boston,
happen.
Tampa's throwing McClanahan. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Gosh dang.
All right.
And their lineup's scary.
Where do you guys want to start? Obviously, we had a walk-off win. We had a pitcher's duel, but neither starting pitcher gave like a pitcher's duel line on their personal stat page. Do you have anything that jumps out? Do we want to go chronologically through the game? I don't think we're going to want to get into a routine of doing that every time. Big moments. Juan Soto was there.
I think that the Cardinals came out, put the run on the board in the first inning, and it looked like, hey, this is going to be a fight. And I think that started the game out right for all of us as viewers. It was like, okay, like this isn't going to be the Dodgers, walloping. Like here come the Cardinals, and they kind of manufactured it, and it was the Tommy Edman devil magic, as people were putting it. But I think their inability to push more runs across, the longer the game, I mean, obviously this is hindsight now, but the longer the game went without them getting a lead, it was the Dodgers more and more were in favor there.
It's funny looking back how this game played out and how it felt because St. Louis was up for St. Louis had the lead for the first 4 innings. Then they get tied up, and then it's tied into the ninth. And hey, or Chris, a good Alex Reyes pitch from talking about how they took the Dodgers to extra in a 1-1 game. There was a little waking up today. They scored on a wild pitch pass ball. So the Cardinals never drove in a run. They didn't have an extra base hit. They didn't have a double. They didn't have a homer. They didn't have triple. So there's a lot of Cardinals fans that probably woke up this morning, and Reyes, Jim, you talked about the Cardinals forums a little bit. Just knowing Reyes' season, that's a guy that in a playoff game, I don't know if you're excited about for him to give up the homer. That hurts, and I feel like a lot of Cardinal fans lean into that. That being said, I think you can also spin that if there's one decision you question, and we did this during the live stream, it was Waino getting pulled when he did. Because Garcia comes out, and what an effort by him, man. Luis Garcia got gross on a Dodgers lineup, 1.2 in a playoff game. That's nasty.
No strikeouts is odd to me, but because he looks so nasty.
But he looked good. And then Gallegos comes out. He looks really good in his inning. That's where you wonder what was known before and what was known after. Gallegos hurts his fingernail. He can't pitch anymore.
Yeah.
So Schulte still throws him back out there because he knows that Roberts is going to go with the lefty. Roberts does that, so then he goes to McFarland, so a little Trojan horse action. And then McFarland comes in. He looks solid.
Yep.
Belly, man, your guy Belly, I think, end of the day is the key to this game. A couple swipes, he gets on second, and that's when the gopher ball comes. Now, Chris Taylor's got to hit it. And then I think, so that bullpen domino effect, if they let Waino go for 6.1, A, you get the playoff pitching line you're looking for, and B, then you probably didn't have to go to Reyes yet.
So you guys kind of disagree because Trev thinks they should have taken Waino out earlier.
Well, either way.
You have to...
Either way, I said if you're going to pinch, or if you're going to let him hit in whatever that inning was, top 6, I think it was, then he can't be out of the game just because he has to face Justin Turner again, or just because he gives up one base runner. If you want to keep him in that game, that means you want him to get through that inning. So I'm okay with them leaving him in there, or more. I think more for me, I would have taken him out and pinch hit because you got to score runs, dude. You can't. You don't want to get into a pitcher's duel with the Dodgers and the bullpen that they have. I know that the Cardinals like some of their guys in the bullpen. They didn't know Gallegos' finger was going to get hurt.
That's the biggest thing. Who was on the bench? Like who would they have pinch hit? Because there's Bader on first and 2 outs, right? So I agree with you. You got to keep Waino in, but this really comes down to, for me, Gallegos' finger fucked him because he could have won another inning. He threw 12 pitches. He looked nasty. He did get 2 hard hit balls by Turner, or is it Turner and Turner, or is it Seager and Turner? Who was it? Turner lined out to DeYoung, who made the jumping catch.
Yeah.
And then there was another one before that was kind of hard hit. Trey Turner hit a single. Will Smith lined out. But Gallegos looked nasty. I didn't realize. I didn't hear the finger stuff. I didn't see it on my way home. I was looking. I was like, dude, what that?
Yeah.
McFarland didn't look good. I rewatched it. I'm making the breakdown now. He threw like all balls, and Albert roped one to center, and Souza roped one to center as well.
3-0 pitch.
Yeah. And then he walked Cody with, I don't know. I haven't seen him pitch a lot, but sometimes those slow sinker ball pitchers aren't for me out of the pen anyway. Mm-hmm. It's not like.
I think he's supposed to look kind of like.
Well, he was throwing a lot of balls. Every count went to 3 balls. But once Gallegos is out, they had time to get Flaherty up, someone else up. If Reyes is as bad as every Cardinals fan made him out to be, and then instantly for him to come in and give it up, it feels like the dugout and the managers and the Cardinals should have also known that. So I feel like they didn't pivot from the Gallegos finger well enough. The Wainwright stuff I get, but if they were to have Gallegos for 2, and then who's been closing for them? Gallegos has been closing for them.
Gallegos.
Yeah,
so that's
for him
the thing.
For 2. They were kind of set up for 9, and then the finger stuff.
They
happened.
went in with their chips in route, pulling Waino there, and that's where we were watching this live. Waino was also finding it. Waino was getting better.
Yeah, he was.
And that's the thing. This isn't their 24-year-old pitcher who this is his first time throwing 160 innings. This is Waino, dude. Like, this dude could put up $120 easily and just snap Uncle Charlie all day. So, like Trev said, if you leave him in for that at bat, and you're right, I mean, 2 outs, runner on first, but still, this is a playoff baseball game. If you get a hit there, you kick it to the top of your lineup and Tommy Edman and his devil magic. Or let Waino go.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
If Justin Turner's solo homer in the 4th did not come on a curveball, does Waino stay in the game? Now, in our notes here that Erica put together for us, apparently he's thrown 451 curveballs in the postseason. And that was the first time one ever got hit for a home run off of him. And I agree with you. The curveball was looking sharp. It was getting better and better. He was leaning on it more and more. If Turner hit, a fastball or a changeup out, does that change it at all? And you're like, well, or it does a factor, but he got the curve last time. Probably not. It's probably all premeditated. But
think about this. One pitch out of 551.
Yeah, I know.
So, you'll take those odds that he's probably not going to do it
Yeah.
again.
They don't know that, but they just know he got the curve, and that's the pitch.
I mean, they know this. They know his curveball is his pitch, and it doesn't get hit for homers. But I just don't understand that whole thing. And this kind of goes to show why the Dodgers are so good, because you're like, who are they going to pinch hit? I guess it's Lars Nootbaar. I don't know who their bench.
Nootbaar,
who
Carpenter's
there.
there.
Carpenter's there. They don't have a guy like a Chris Taylor on the bench who was 20 and 73, and I know he was in a prolonged slump there, but he's still a guy. Okay,
He's an all-star.
Yeah, he's a guy, and they have and they could go on and on and on with their guys they bring off the bench, and I think the Cardinals maybe that was factored in. We don't have that deep of a bench, even though they probably had 7 or 8 guys on it. They didn't trust them.
Yeah, they have Nootbaar, who had a
Bars.
decent stretch as a rookie, but I think his pitch and hitting numbers are bad.
Yeah, Cardinals fans, tell us who they would have went to. It's got to be Nootbaar, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Nootbaar.
But yeah. All right, Dodgers side of the ball. They show off their arsenal of bullpen relievers in one game. Yeah. They pull Max in the 5th with a hilarious forced handshake and give me the ball from Roberts. And I actually love the move from Roberts. I understand people don't like it because Scherzer can't be touched and I'm in the zone. But it kind of sets a precedent right off the rip. Hey, you're new to this team, Max. You haven't been here for the postseason. I'm going to make these decisions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to Joe Kelly, Gratterall, Trinan, Knievel, and Jansen, and they're all going to look nasty.
Nasty.
And you're going to give me the ball right now.
And then another flex, having Urias just warming up.
Ready.
What are you going to do?
Our dude Jay Flair's just chilling in a hoodie, and it's like, get him up.
Even the sight of it is scary, and I think that makes a difference. But yeah, it's just, again, the Dodgers' depth is ridiculous, man, and that's why they're so good. That's why they're so freaking good.
The game finally started when Pujols came in.
Finally started.
So that was fun. Yeah, man. I mean, it's the Dodgers. There's a weird feeling that we're just going to be sitting here first week in November saying, "Oh yeah, they're the best team." Because you're. A.J. Pollock and Chris Taylor are pieces for them. They'd be main guys.
Yeah,
a lot of other teams. And it's just if we got to start one or sub the other one in, it's fine. They are stacked. Mookie Betts with the bare hand snag.
We forgot. We said no one's going to be talking about that.
We're talking about that.
I forgot about it. Thank you.
Well, they didn't have a lot of guys on second or third. Is that what you were saying, Cardinals? That would have put him on second base.
At least.
Depending
on how far it rolled, yeah.
They, the Cardinals were 0 for 11 with guys in running position, runners in scoring position. Justin Turner, man, he deserves all the love. If he doesn't hit that solo dong, or say he catches it a little off the end of the bat and it's a fly ball caught at the warning track, now. And that's where this Waino stuff gets me kind of mad, man. I mean, that would have been 5.2 shutty. This, just because Justin Turner, who's one of the, a premier player in baseball, has played in a lot of big games. That's Waino's one blemish against this Dodgers team. This Waino start could go down as one of the better starts in the playoffs against this Dodgers team. I don't know.
It's a fun game, man. Fun. I mean, I know we're missing some other stuff. The Carlson on the missed bag thing was interesting.
Could have been something.
Could have been something, but just an excellent game.
I cannot believe that the Dodgers and the Giants have never met in the postseason.
I got a history lesson from our boy Chris Rose. He said that some baseball historians say they have met in the postseason, but not technically in a series, which is I don't understand what that. I don't know.
They were in the same league when they were in New York, and there was no championship series, so it was the top. They couldn't. They were just in pennant races all the time.
Do you know what I told Chris?
What? You're old.
I said, dude, you said the last time that they maybe have met was like in 1960. This is a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
Jansen, Kenley
Gross.
going through that at bat where Waino was in the dugout being like, he's walking you just to hold up the
And he
fours.
struck him out.
And they get the runner to second, which we know Kenley doesn't love. And then he just goes high heater, 3-2 pitch, right?
Yeah.
High heater. It's badass.
Struck out the side.
Yeah.
That's gross. Yeah, shout out to Joe Kelly, man. That guy always finds a way into a big game. Joe Kelly coming in to relieve Scherzer in a moment where if he gives up something, Dave Roberts looks bad, Scherzer goes nuts, Dodgers season becomes a question. Joe Kelly was lights out. Bruce Starr with the 5-pitch inning. I mean,
Unbelievable.
these guys are good.
And we, the other play, the Garcia play out on the swinging bunt, or was it a bunt? I think it was a swinging bunt where he took the ball away from Yachty.
Yeah.
Almost blew up Goldschmidt's arm.
Yeah.
On the throw up the line, but they make that play. These are all these little things, man, that could have been changed the game. But Dodgers get it. And this seems right?
Yep.
Feels like the right thing happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
We weren't rooting for the Cardinals.
A little bit.
I chose the Dodgers.
My buddy Jack. If it wasn't for Jack and I was going strictly for who I thought was actually going to win the game, I would go Dodgers. Obviously, I think that's pretty.
Dodgers Giants needed to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so the last fun tidbit from this is that Chris Taylor joins an exclusive club, walk-off homers in a winner-take-all game, postseason game. Edwin Encarnacion, 2016, in the wild card game. Booney, 2003. Chambliss, 1976, and Mazeroski, 1960. There's been walk-off homers to like win the World Series or to advance. Like obviously Altuve's done it against the Yankees, but those were in Game 6.
Do or dies,
Yeah.
Joe Carter.
Yeah. All right. Let's pivot. Should we do our classic pivot noise?
Pivot.
Boom. Sounds like a pivot.
American League Divisional Series. 4 o'clock start. White Sox, Astros. I wonder if they regret their decision there. MLB. Anyway.
You think this is a bigger market game than Boston? What do you mean?
Rays fans are going to get mad at me, but yes, the Rays bring 0 fans, so now you're just relying on the Red Sox.
Boston.
I thought the TV ratings were okay down there.
For a few years,
For
like
regionally.
Astros
Yeah.
fans, and I think and players have complained about having the early playoff games
And the White
too.
Sox
So
complained about it
now
last
that
year.
it ended up not being Yankees, I wonder.
Shadows, man. That's a real thing. But
Yeah.
it's at Houston, so there won't be any shadows. I think. I don't remember. I mean, they have the roof. There's the windows there, though. I don't know. I don't think there's shadows there.
We got the old man managers. We've been talking about this for like 3 months on the show. Dusty Baker versus Tony La Russa. They don't like each other. They have like a long history of beef dating back to the 70s when they were teammates, which is
Crazy.
Jeez.
amazing. They should
Crazy.
probably both let that go. They're
I think they
pretty
liked
old.
each other when they played. And La Russa gave him his first coaching job, but then I think after that,
After
I
that,
think it started when they were both managers.
they've been beefing, man.
We got Quentin saying, yes, there will be shadows. So I guess the sun pokes through those windows, man. That's something to look for.
What did Yelly call it when that happens in Milwaukee? He just said jungle. Jungle on the mound.
Horse shit.
What's that?
Horse shit.
Horse shit.
That's a good word.
Good baseball word.
They met in the 2005 World Series. Wow.
Yeah. Can anybody remember the last play from that? Because I strangely do.
No.
Ground ball to Juan Uribe, I want to say. Charging in on it, slow roller.
Tell everyone what Juan Uribe is famous for.
A huge cock.
Yeah.
Huge.
Everybody knows that.
Coke can.
You seen it?
I haven't seen it. Just heard through the
Says it's
grapevine.
like a Coke can in his pants. All right, what do we got? This is an interesting. Baker and La Russa are 104 and 104 against each other. Wow, so this game decides it all.
Yep.
In regular season matchups we have on the
So this won't even
sheet.
count? Damn. Baker won their only matchup in the postseason when his Giants beat versus Cardinals in the 2002 NLCS. Interesting stuff.
You know, I said earlier today that if it wasn't for Giants-Dodgers and like how kind of historical it is because it apparently has never happened but kind of happened, I think this is the most interesting series for me. Like these two teams matching up, I think is going to be probably, I'm hesitant to say the best baseball, but I think it's going to be the best baseball series of the DS.
So as we found out with the stimulator, finding out that this was in Houston, I actually like that for the White Sox. And that's not to be like, obviously not to get the headline or the clicks because we literally don't do that. If you let the Astros and their experience come into the series, because we've talked about these two teams a lot, they're both wagons, man. Their lineups are stacked 1 through 8. They've got pitching. The White Sox bullpen probably has a little bit of an advantage on the Astros, but Dusty has a plan, and he has guys. He's probably going to kick Urquidy back there for a couple innings. He's done that before. We love experience, and this Houston team just has so much of it that I actually like the White Sox going into Houston with kind of that road dog mentality, like we got to get one. We got to get one. That's all we got to do. If Houston was coming in to Chicago and Houston took game 1, I'd be like, I think the series is done. Like, I just think Houston has too much experience. Houston would be licking their lips to go up 2-0 and take it back to Houston. Like, the White Sox can lose tonight and everything's kind of okay. Like, okay, Houston got us game 1 in Houston. That's fine. Let's get them tomorrow, bring it back to Chicago. So I kind of like that for them in this little 5-game set, and there's going to be some meat on the mound, boys.
You want to be the road team? Because you think if you win one of the first 2 games, then you have a 3-game series and you got home field advantage.
For this White Sox team with a lot, they've got some playoff experience. I like that for them.
Okay.
I think Houston, if they come in as the hungry dogs to Chicago.
Hungry.
If they took game 1, like, I think that's it. I think.
If Houston takes game 1?
If it had been in Chicago.
Okay, it's not.
That's why I was explaining to you guys the whole situation. It's a listening show, too.
I was trying.
It was tough to follow that, but we're good. Game 1.
Jim, what are you thinking?
I have the opposite as I was trying to follow. If Houston wins today, they're winning. The only chance White Sox have is if they win game 1.
Yes, we do disagree.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just think this is going to be great
so
baseball.
Good, man. And White Sox, they had their 1 game last year against the A's. It was kind of weird. It was like noon for them, so the whole thing probably didn't feel like a playoff experience at all. It was at noon in Oakland with no fans. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't really been birthed into a playoff atmosphere. Now they're going to Houston, where those fans are, as loyal and diehard as possible because they have to stand by the Astros through everything that has been going down. And Altuve is unbelievable in first games of the postseason. Trying to pull together his stats now, but I think he's hitting 580. If I had to guess, it's 580 with 6 home runs in the first 4 playoff games for the last 5 years or something like that. He's just unbelievable. Altuve wins these DS series in game 1 a lot.
Okay.
Game 1 of the DS in 2017, 3 for 4 with 3 homers. Game 1 of the DS in 2018, he had a 1 for 4 with the homer. 19, 1 for 5 with the 2-run homer. And then last year, they walked him twice. He got an RBI walk because they were like, we don't want to lose to him in game 1. So just watch out for Altuve.
I don't know, man. This is, like I said, this is just going to be a great baseball series. I think these teams just match up well. I think I'm looking at the notes here that Erica gave us, and the one thing that's standing out to me is the White Sox defense. Tony La Russa called it atrocious. They can't defend against stolen bases. That's not good.
Love Tony hyping his guys.
He says they're atrocious. I mean, that could be the
He
difference.
went on record and said that.
That's apparently because it's in quotes. The word atrocious is in quotes. I think it might come down to something like that because both these lineups, like you said, Jake, are stacked.
Yeah.
Then I like the starting pitching that's going to come from both these teams, and both bullpens are good. I think people are going to be talking about the White Sox bullpen and all the guys they have back there, Kimbrel and Hendricks at the end of the game, and then the younger guys setting it up. But like if you look at what the Astros got, I mean Ryan Presley been there, done that. Stanek, and they traded for Graveman or Keedy, like you said, is going to be back there. So this is just good baseball. And and to your point again, Jim, Houston, like watching a playoff game in Houston is going to be great. They're fans, you have to give it to them. They are very good fans. They show up. They're loud. I'm excited to watch this one.
Houston's hit Lance around a little bit the last couple years. One start this year, 4 innings. Gave a 5-6. Last year, 2 starts, 11 innings, 16 earned runs. Something like that. So we'll see if they got something on Big Lance or if they just love them heaters. But I don't know. Don't bet against Houston.
Yeah. So Altuve in game ones of DS's since 2017 is a .411 batting average, 5 home runs in 4 games, 8 RBIs. Game 1 of divisional series. Just kind of comes to play.
Not bad.
So take the Altuve over 1 home run.
Yeah.
I believe, BBD, we took him in the homer draft, right?
Yep.
By we, I mean you. But I would have suggested it because I'm guessing you knew what I knew.
Well, it's just vibes.
Yeah.
Also, he hits fastballs and stuff, and Lance is fastball heavy.
What's doing it for me, Trev, is we've been saying forever. There's 2 things I've been saying forever. The CS goes through Houston, and that the AL Central is just a soft division, and they are softer in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I would love the White Sox to win. I want to see the White Sox win. I'll cheer for them. But I don't think it's going to happen unless they really put an exclamation mark today. We're going to be different than AL Central teams of late.
I just don't think. I mean, I know what you're saying. I get it, but I just don't think it has any credence. Like it doesn't matter. Like this is a baseball team, and they're really good. I know the other teams weren't as good.
Well, I think,
but they didn't play every single game against those teams. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the problem. They have a losing record.
I know, but they also were without a lot of these guys. Luis Robert wasn't there. Eloy Jimenez wasn't there. Like they were banged up during the year. I think this is a completely different team. I put all that talk behind. This isn't the Twins. I know that's kind of what we think about, like Yankees just beating the crap out of the Twins every year. But I like this team. I honestly, you tell me who's going to win this series. I don't know. I picked the Astros, but that's just because I had to pick somebody.
Yeah, is the torch passed? Because if the White Sox win this, like they are the beast of the East going forward. Beast of the East. If Houston wins, it continues. Like you said a couple episodes ago, like this Houston team, a lot of us have 2017 memories and cheating scandal, blah, blah, blah. By the start of next year, Springer and Correa could be gone.
Springer gone.
That's gonna be that's gonna be all in the rear view.
Yeah. And there's only, someone said 6 players from 2017. 5 or 6.
Yeah, they're pretty core pieces, though.
They're core pieces,
They're
100%. And that I know people are, they hate on them, but those are the guys that are going to lead the young guys in this postseason and tell them how to act and what to expect. And I think that's a huge advantage. Where, like you said earlier, Jim, like a lot of these White Sox playoff experiences coming from 2020, which wasn't a real type of atmosphere.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch Astros baseball for the first time, or playoff baseball, or this new Astros team for the first time, say you're getting into baseball, you never really picked up. From last postseason, here's what you got to know. Carlos Correa is a heel, and if there's a big moment, he will crush your soul.
Yes.
Framber
Awesome.
wears a small glove, has a huge head, and he's awesome.
Yes.
And Luis Garcia is just super cool and badass on the mound.
I like that.
So there you go.
God, I thought I was going to say something.
Do we
else.
do
Totally
predictions?
forgot.
Do we want to do like stupid predictions?
We did it on the brackets.
Oh,
pretty
I
much.
want to point this out.
You're sticking with. I mean, sticking with it. We all took the Astros.
I think we're all Houston.
Got them in 4.
How weird is this, though? They say Carlos Rodon
Yeah.
is only allowed to pitch one time during the DS. So he's on the roster, but they're giving him a 1 outing limit. That was as of like yesterday. I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, don't they just want Lynn and Giolito if they have guys that pitch twice?
I don't think they're talking about starting. I think it's like a bullpen situation for him. But he's got a sore shoulder and one time.
Why
he'll
give
get to
that
pitch.
information out?
I don't know. That's what it says.
I
right
guess
here.
it looks like the current plan would be to use a Rodon in Game 4. So that way, and Dylan Cease, who also has been nasty this year, you have Cease available for a potential Game 5 out of the pen, maybe, but we'll get there. A lot to happen.
Interesting.
Next. Rays at Red Sox. Game 1. Not at. Rays versus Red Sox. Game 1 tonight. We will be live watching it, reacting to it, discussing it, drinking out of our dugout mugs. They're sponsoring our whole basically postseason run, everything we do here. We got the whole collection. The set looks good, BBD. All those mugs right in between all the chairs. It looks great. If you're following, Dugout Mugs has been with us since the start. They're giving away free products all playoffs long. All you have to do is film yourself drinking from any Dugout Mug product, post it, tag them on social media, and you are entered to win more products. If you don't have anything from Dugout Mugs, they're giving you 2 great discounts to buy something now so you can enter the giveaway. They got 30% off their best products, including their new metal dugout mug with code Talkin. They're also letting you get a knob shot glass for free at dugoutmugs.com/Talkin. You just got to pay for the shipping and handling. They have an awesome collection of products from Doug's.
Doug's.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yep.
Products from mugs, wine glasses, bottle openers, and shot glasses, all made from baseball hats. They will be riding with us the entire playoffs, so make sure to get in on the fun and support our friends over at Dugout Mugs. Code TALKIN to get 30% off all their best products. Red Sox going to the Trop.
Yes.
Excited?
Yeah.
Trop going to be loud?
I think so.
They packed it
Probably
in 19.
for the Red Sox.
No.
I'm just saying they're going to be Red Sox fans.
Well,
there.
dude, at the Fenway, there's a lot of Yankees fans, which is kind of weird. Not a lot of Cardinals fans at Dodger Stadium.
Trop's going to be rowdy. I think we've seen most recent playoffs with fans. The Trop got pretty rowdy for their Rays. And I think they've got more energy now. Maybe we're too close to the situation, but Brett Phillips becoming a thing and being a local Tampa guy, I think that speaks down there. I think,
Okay.
Glass now is a part of Tampa culture. He's at Lightning games. He's on the big screen. That's a rowdy crowd, that kind of stuff. I think you're going to see a good Tampa crowd, and that was kind of, when was that, 3 years ago, 2 years ago when that first happened, and everyone was like, wait, so you guys can do this? It just doesn't happen? They had, that day wild card game? And it was one of the more rowdy environments you've seen. So Tampa's going to roll out. I don't know. Division rivals. Tampa beat them. What was it, BBD? 11.
They went 11-8 against them in the regular
11-8
season. Same
against them
record they
this
had
year.
against the Yankees. Also, you mentioned Brett Phillips left off the DS roster.
That's tough.
More time to cheer.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to take the
Darby-
tarps off
Darby
those
too.
seats up there? They have the third deck, and they're always tarped. Are they going to
You
take
got to
them
be
off?
able to claim a sellout. You can't claim a sellout if you're offering
If all
those
your
tickets.
seats are available.
Interesting.
That's
We'll
the
see.
Oakland
Game
That's
5.
the Oakland Coliseum way. No,
yeah.
Oakland Coliseum way, you just let a section out. The section behind home plate is now available. And then you do that. Trev, I have a question for you. Looking at the way the Rays are doing their rotation, they're all rookies.
Yep.
Shane McClanahan and both named Shane. Dude, the Rays are gross. They're always doing weird shit. 2 rookies named Shane are their starting pitchers.
Yeah.
They had 2 guys named LOWE on their roster, and they had a third who was one of their top prospects, LOWE.
Yeah.
That's how it is, man.
They got McClanahan, McKay. I think they got analytics that are elementary. Names sound similar. They like it. Anyway,
Okay.
That's such bullshit, dude. The Rays. Both these guys have the same pitch mix. Do you think that helps, or does it not matter at all? Like, if you're facing a guy who's fastball, slider, curve, change, and then the next time you're facing a guy who's cutter, change up, or then you're facing Waino, who's curve more, or then you're facing Tanaka, who's split finger, and it's like different versus two starting pitchers, same pitch mix. I know they're all nasty, but I'm wondering if there's anything to that.
Talking about the Shanes?
The Shanes.
Well, the one's lefty, one's righty. That's different. But, it is – everyone's different. The vantage point is different. What their ball does is different. So I don't think it's – although the Rays have, we've talked about this, put a knuckleballer in between their starters in all their levels because that does mess with you. So maybe there's something to be said about that. But I don't think, like, if I'm facing four-seam, slide – I mean, this is just a typical pitch mix, so it kind of isn't like – you're going to get any advantage from facing these guys back-to-back or something like that.
Yeah. I know they're opposite, but two guys, and most guys are fastball dominant anyway. Yeah. But fastball slider being like 70% of the pitches.
I think it is a big point to talk about how they're all rookies.
Oh, yeah. Huge point. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. You see guys that aren't rookies, but it's their first big postseason game and get a little shaky. Who was it? It was McKay, right?
Two-way McKay?
Two-way McKay. He had a big game against the Yankees, 19, where he was just, like, shaking. And obviously Jay Happ did it, and he's a veteran.
Yeah, it's a different stage. And, I mean, man, the Wizard of Boz, Shane Boz, I mean, he has 13.1 major league innings.
Yeah.
So, again, this is the Rays viewing things completely differently.
How many? Say that again.
13.1.
MLB innings, starting game 2?
Starts.
Yeah.
The Rays,
well,
dude.
the combined staff has like 40 starts.
They believe in talent. McClanahan and Boz may be the two most talented pitchers in their organization right now. So they're going to give them the pill. It's 24 years old and 22-year-olds. Boz, I think, was he Team USA this year? Did he go over?
He might have been.
I think he might have. But, yeah, if the Rays do make noise, I mean, one of these Shanes is going to be a breakout star, flip a coin. Or, again, the Rays were the best team in the American League this year. If the Rays, go to the World Series, hell, if the Rays win the World Series, which isn't insanity, I mean, that's kind of what they do. Like, now, next year's Rays are going to have Shane McClanahan, Shane Boz as 25 and 23-year-olds that have pitched in the playoffs, a World Series maybe. They're just building a factory. Patino, the 21-year-old, gets kicked to the pen. So, yeah, that's Rays baseball.
I think they might use him in Game 3 if they use that dude. Who's Drew?
Rasmussen?
Yeah, if he comes out of the pen Game 1 or 2, I think they just go Patino Game 3. But I don't know. Who knows what the Rays are going to do?
Yeah, remember
they can do whatever.
Shane McClanahan made his debut in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
One good thing about having 3 rookies start for you could take the ball away from him in the second inning, and they're not going to say anything. So Cash is excited about that. He's going to be itching to get out there. Third inning,
Third round pick, center fielder Shane Sasaki.
You Shaning it over there.
Just seeing how many more Shanes they got in their stupid.
Okay, my neighbor growing up
minor
his name's
system.
Shane Morales. Played football at Oregon State. Go Beavs.
I've said this a lot this year. Just want to say it again before the series start. I love this Rays lineup compared to other Rays teams. Joey Wendell's hitting 8th. That man is a pest. He is a playoff baseball player. Go look at Zunino's season behind the dish. That's insane. And yeah, man, I mean, Brandon Lau is not a guy you think of as a 39-homer hitter. He is. Arozarena, the best ever. Wander Franco, a guy that might have some of the talent to actually become like an all-time player. He's 20 years old. Let's see what he does in a playoff series. Nelson Cruz, Austin Meadows. These Rays are going to be tough, man.
Holy smokes, they are going to be tough. I can't believe that I'm rooting for Devers and Verdugo to just torment these Rays? I
That's
guess
a good question. Yeah, who do you want to win?
Dude, the White Sox. I don't want. This is a Yankees nightmare. It's the Astros, the Rays, and the Red Sox. One of those three teams is going to be in the CS. I want the White Sox to be there, but it's going to be one of. It's not going to be the White Sox. They're my fourth on the list, but that's who I want the most. The other Lowe brother, or the other Lowe in the Rays system, Josh Lowe. He's their number 1 ranked AAA player. Nate Lowe's brother.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously.
They definitely drafted Belau because he thought he was also a relative.
Family.
They're like, we're drafting all 3 brothers.
We got your
And
brothers.
then Brandon Lau was like, I pronounce it Lau. And they're like, you pronounce it different than your brothers? And they're like, what? Those aren't my brothers.
Low.
Ray's Advanced Analytics is just a nameology guy.
Oh, man. Want to go over the lineups a little bit?
How do the Red Sox win?
The Rays.
Score early.
See, the Rays are primed for a DS. Where they get in trouble with this philosophy of no starting pitchers and all rookies and not built up innings and never have pitched this many pressure pitches like in a row is it come the CS in the World Series is when it starts to tire them out. They start to burn some relievers or get them in bad grooves because they're relying on so many. But a 5-game series, the Rays are nasty.
Yeah, I agree. And, like, you typically say, like, hey, man, like, go get the starter before you get to that bullpen or go get into that bullpen because the starter's nasty. But, no, it's, like, all the same.
Yeah.
So, like, you just got to go. I think it's similar to where the Cardinals needed to score early because the longer the game went tied, the less their chance of winning was because of the depth. I think it's the same thing for the Red Sox. Although, gosh, their bullpen looked really good against the Yankees. But I think if the game goes later on and it's tied or the Rays are up 1, I think it's they need to go early.
Yeah, because of that, because they can change guys at any time and they don't care. Like, do you think the Red Sox are saying just attack? Like, why work pitches? You don't even need to. Just like if you see first pitch fastball, get after it. If you just attack, like, a lot of times with even Scherzer and Waino, it's like see some pitches, let's get them out. Or definitely with Waino. Sure, the Dodgers have a pen, but do you think the Red Sox might come out swinging first inning?
I think it's a good point. You're not going to face it. Most of the time, you're not going to even face them a second time.
Yeah.
So even the starters, you might only face once. Like the bottom half of the lineup might only face the starter once, depending. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about, like, getting pitches on them, except that does come into effect in the next game and the game beyond that. You want to put some mileage on their arms, but
and that's again
yeah, it's
more
7,
for the
yeah.
7-game series. But
yeah,
in a
you definitely
5-game
approach it
series,
like
you
that.
just got to get them.
Yeah.
Red Sox side of things, man. Be the Red Sox. Have your lineup be scary. Have the meat of that lineup. Schwarber, Kike, Devers, Bogarts, JD. We're assuming he's back. Verdugo, Renfroe. Have them be scary. Have them be tough for any pitcher to get through. And, hey, if you can sneak one out tonight. I was like, Erod's got 4 starts against Tampa this year. Mixed bag is what they'd say on a broadcast. Couple good, couple bad. If they could sneak one out tonight, you are looking at the Red Sox with Sale and Eovaldi back-to-back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that becomes their easy formula for a 5-game set. Bobby Dahlbeck.
We said Joe West might come into play yesterday in the National League wildcard game. He didn't really at all. Some pitches, but I don't think it was.
I thought it was good.
I thought the AL wildcard was more inconsistent. I don't think it benefited one side over the other, but it was just inconsistent strike zone. I thought Joe West was fine.
Did they have his umpire card out? That thing?
But tonight, does the Trop come into play? That's the X factor. Joe West might have been the X factor. The Trop is the X factor. Does a ball get lost in the lights? I don't think that happens because they're both teams that it's both AL East teams. The Red Sox are used to the Trop and play there a lot. Does a ball hit a catwalk? Does a speaker come into effect? Do the lights start flashing? Does the do the lights go out? Does the Trop rear its ugly head? I'm rooting for yes. The quicker we can get to no more baseball in the Trop, the better. So I'm rooting for tons of problems with the Trop.
Okay.
I'm rooting for it to be like the headline tomorrow. When will we stop playing baseball in the Trop?
And then they'll be like, well, when are we going to stop having a giant green wall in that field that has a ladder on it?
I like odd. I like odd ballpark dimensions and quirky.
That's
like,
weird that you don't like the
outfield.
Trop. Then you should love the Trop. That's the weirdest place in baseball, almost.
It's just not a baseball.
It's not a baseball stadium. I like weird ball,
He likes
like
baseball.
outfield.
They had a
Well,
weird wall.
They tried to do cookie cutter stadiums with all the same outfield distance in the 80s, and people hated it. Said it was boring.
I don't know,
But
man. I
like,
feel like there's a couple different parks. Maybe you hate
Catching
them
a
all.
ricochet off the catwalk. Name another park that happens. Although it did just happen in Minute Maid.
Yeah.
It's the only two.
I don't know if you can get it to Seattle's dome.
I don't think so.
I can.
I think that you might be able to, but yeah, obviously
And
it
then
comes into
Rays
play
fans
more.
were like, it doesn't happen that much. It's like it happens so much. Like not happening a lot is like 2 times a season.
Think
It
about
happens like at least once a month.
think about a
at least.
30-foot wall in left field that has a ladder and somebody inside of it still doing the scoreboard. It's a weird thing there too, man. That affects the game.
If they could,
I
push-
argue that affects the game much more than the Trops affects the game.
Yes, but I'm okay with park factor and like weird home run walls. Now, obviously, just like I want Little League to move the fence back, if Fenway had the ability to move the monster back like 20 feet but still have the monster, I think everyone would be like, this is better.
20 feet, huh? I think hitters would be like, fuck that.
Yeah, maybe 10. I don't know. A little bit.
It's weird, man.
But I don't mind weird home run alleys and lanes. I don't mind. I like
That's
the
interesting.
Green, I like the
So you
green
just
monster.
care about the catwalk.
When you turn like routine outs
Yeah.
into funky doubles because it hit something in the sky, or a fielder loses it because you're playing on a white roof.
That's tough.
That's not like the quirkiness of baseball. That's the good thing.
Is there's somebody's got to be keeping track of this. Catwalk touches and possibly like a roof ball.
Catwalk analytics.
There's got to be something. I bet you it's not as much as we think, but still it's too much. Whatever it is, it's too much.
I mean, I can name like 5 just in like the last 4 years.
What do you think on average it is, 10?
In just Yankee games? Yeah.
10 a year they get a catwalk ball? Curious.
And conservatively, just Yankee games there, which is 9 a year, whatever the number is. There's at least 1 every year.
Are you looking up catwalk
So-
balls?
Looks like they don't have
That's
it.
just the
I
Yankees.
mean,
Chat, let's like get on that maybe.
why would they? You know,
I think that goes with, Jimmy, everyone wonders the Rays analytics. It sounds like they've got a name guy. I think they got a catwalk guy.
Cat guy?
They sit everyone down first day of spring training, and they're like, here's the deal. Everyone's going to come in here, look at that catwalk, and say, where are we playing? That's your advantage. On 3, 1, 2, 3. And they're like, you didn't say what to say. And he's already out of the room. That's Rays baseball.
Yeah. Yep.
all right. Enjoy everything.
Who's winning tonight? Game 1.
The Rays.
Rays.
Seems like one of those years for the Red Sox, doesn't it? Like it might not be the year, but it's sure starting out like it. Sure starting out like one of those magic years for the Red Sox.
We'll see.
What does dirty water mean?
Love that dirty water.
What does that mean?
Boston, you're my home.
I think the water's just dirty.
Why is that your hashtag? I don't understand it. I know it's probably something really easy that I should know, but I don't.
I think the harbor's just probably dirty.
Okay.
I mean,
Standells.
it's a song, but I mean,
Whatever. I'm going to go with Red Sox tonight so I can jinx them.
dirty water is basically talking about the Charles River here in Boston. Once was a time where swimming in the Charles was not allowed, as it was literally considered dirty water and contaminated. Now they actually have it clean enough where they have a section you can swim in a brewery here in
Beautiful.
Boston makes a beer with the water from the Charles. Also, the song Dirty Water by the Sandells that is played after every Red Sox. Weds.
Oh, boy.
God damn it.
Oh, boy.
That's the show.
If Devers
We have to
and
go.
Bogarts continue to go off, Red Sox win this series.
Red Sox can only win in 5.
God, I might be a Red Sox fan now for the rest of the postseason.
Let's go!
Jake sucks. I like the way the Red Sox go about it better than the Rays, so I kind of want them to win. But I fucking can't root for the Red Sox.
Dude, it's got one of the beginnings to a crazy year for the Red Sox.
Austin Hogan went kayaking in the Charles.
Bam.